Like, what is that about? What you even know?
Um, it's hard to say because we we at the point now, the ones who haven't really figured out who they are,
Mm.
they they at the part now where they just want to tear something up because they feel that something ain't right and they don't know what it is. And that's why you have to get your irritations under control.
Yeah, get myself under control too.
Hmm. That's all part of it.
I have like I started spirituality when I was 13. Like after my daddy died, my mama she got into it, and this how I got into it. And from there, it's been like havoc basically, because it's like, cause like I guess me and my mama like the first two to be awakened in our bloodline. So it's like we gotta learn from other people or ourselves. So it's not like we really
Yeah.
know what we're talking about or what we're doing with them. So
Yeah.
it's
So
easy.
it's like this. You woke up first because you the only one qualified, you and your mama, to cook breakfast for the rest of them as they wake up.
And what's so crazy too, my mom used to tell me that she used to, when she used to sleep, an angel named Michael used to talk to her. And I
Warrior
used
angel.
to, huh?
The warrior
Yeah.
angel.
And I used to tell her, like, I used to ask her, like, could they possibly be your spiritual parent, one of your spiritual parents? Because she said he come to her a lot, all the time.
Those are okay, so in a different religion, let's say Ifa, right? Or let's say Badun, you be attached to a bloodline of one of the ancestral hierarchy spirits.
Right.
And they communicate with you just like you talking to me now. Only are you spiritually and emotionally stable enough to interact?
Right. Okay. It makes sense. Make a lot of sense. Because I also, with my, because I try to like extra project and stuff so I can talk to my dead people and like, you know, how this stuff go. But I saw my daddy one time, but he would not talk. And I don't know, like, if I see them in a dream or something, it's just nothing. Like, they don't talk or anything. I don't know if they got something to do with me or what.
It's your development level haven't understood the type of communication they giving you on that frequency. They might not talk with words. They might be telepathically talking to you and you looking at them, but you ain't grasping that they're using the mind to communicate with you.
Right. Because they are on a higher dimension, right? Then I know they on a higher dimension than me. So, but
We
yeah,
do all our ancestors is information in our DNA now.
okay.
So if we examine the self, what's in our DNA, it'll come forward and communicate um, through your subconscious mind. That's why you have to learn how to merge conscious with subconscious, which is a training exercise that's very difficult and it's lengthy to practice and learn.
I have been trying to get into some spiritual practices, but like I said, I'm new to it, so I don't really know like too much about like the different practices and all of it stuff. Then when I do
Yeah.
research, some people you don't want to step on these people's toes and all it, crazy stuff. So I don't know. But I will figure it out. Thanks for
Mhm.
accepting the call. Nice talking to
Okay. All right, you're welcome. I'm about to let another caller in.
you. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sweetie. Mhm. Let's see what it do. Let's see what to see. While I was waiting on this other person to come in, how do we know what's our position in war, especially being a teen, and how do we live without the fake government? Fake government gonna be gone. We gonna figure it out. We don't need them here because they are obstacles to us figuring that part out. We know our position in war based on our skill set. What are you capable of doing in this war? Right now, we fighting the information war, and we fighting the spiritual war. That's the remnants of an old conjure of amnesia that we was in to battle with people that look like us and determine if they would be able to deceive us into believing that we came from another part of the planet other than the Americas when we was already here. And so what we're looking at now is to rebuilding of our communities by understanding the mechanisms of economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, war, and health. So that's 10 areas that we can start to research until we figure out our qualifications as to how we can use what we know to best benefit the collective of our communities. I hope that answered your question. Okay, I'm gonna try another one. Okay, he declined. Coach Pat. For anxiety, try St. John's wort and skullcap tea. Peace, God.
How you doing, God? First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you for doing what you do.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
I'm big into finding out about how we can utilize tech, moving on, creating a new society and civilization. How you feel about AI, and do you recommend using it? Or if you do, what are the best ways for us to use it?
So, and when you determine in the upcoming era we should use something, the first question is how do it affect the children? The second question is how do it affect the earth? If you can use a tool without it negatively affecting the children and the earth, and it can improve the life, you're supposed to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, man create the technology that we have now. They got way more advanced technology that's being withheld from the people, from healing chambers and med beds to free energy cars that can run perpetually. They can run a car off water, but they can also run it off air. But see, they don't want to do that because they can't capitalize in a capitalist society on what you don't know. Right. So we start exercising the mind by reading books. We don't read books to tell us who we are. We read books to get somebody's perspective other than our own, and to be weightlifting for the brain. Right. And it just so happened that as you download, your genetics will put the information in the order that best serves you and your bloodline. Right. They call it being encoded light codes in the DNA. Right. We call it when your ancestors talk to you. You see the difference? They come in scientifically, we come in ancestrally, historically. They gonna tell it in a physics formula. We gonna tell it in a fairy tale. They gonna give us some numbers to crunch. We gonna flip numbers into letters and the words in the alphabet. Right. So we're gonna use it from a higher creative standpoint because that's the only way you can prevent yourself from being conquered and to overcome your conquerors if you've been conquered. That we wasn't conquered, but it sure looked like it. We was still at war. Right. While we was at war, they put in an interim government to operate the mechanisms of government, which is one of um, the couple of the different areas of people activity, mainly labor and law, because this is what they use into justification of government. They using our labor to fund a war machine, and a war machine, all of their war machines is pointed at us.
Right.
Right. But we don't know that because they stay apparently at war all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But they are being financed from one central location called Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
So Switzerland remained neutral in all the wars because they funded both sides. Hegelian dialectic. Problem, reaction, solution. Keep them fighting among themselves. They'll never have the time to figure out they oppressed.
Right.
They'll never have a time to figure out that their heart is attached to the earth over here. They'll think they from somewhere else because we told them. They'll believe us wholeheartedly.
Right.
That don't feel right to me.
Right.
It feel like we should have a say in that.
100%.
You know.
I got one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I found my calling. My calling is to teach my community about health and wellness. One of the big challenges I'm running into is getting people to take that portion of their life seriously.
Well, I also teach health and wellness, and I know exactly where you're coming from. People believe that these diets they have in us is our natural diet, where they wouldn't have to worry about health and wellness. Right? The misdirection, switching out the bison with cows. We don't know why they did that.
Right, because cows are native to this land.
No. And all cows are hybrids.
Right.
And if you notice, they've been blowing up and setting ablaze and killing mass slaughter of cattle.
I have. No.
That's so that the farmer can recoup it on the insurance before the corporation go down. Because there ain't going to be no GMO allowed, no artificial food to the people. But we first have to get to the position where we can control our own food development, our own farmers, right? But as for now, you're starting to see it all over the chicken farms. They are collecting that insurance money. They can't sell the GMOs coming in from the farm now. So the farmer have two recourses: let it sit there and rot, or set it ablaze and then recoup it on the insurance, because the insurance companies were defrauding the farmers the whole time. Why not get some of your money back?
So that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching a video about how there was over like 1,900 food processing plants and farms being blown up and destroyed.
Yeah. Because the law of the land is to protect the children for the next 7 generations. We at the close of the age going into the Aquarian, coming out of Piscean, we have to give whatever order that benefits the most people on the land. So I say no more GMOs, and all of a sudden all that stuff start happening.
I see vast opportunity as well.
Yeah. It's a vacuum created from the side effect.
So that must mean we really got to take creating for self
more serious.
But they pushing us away from that so much. If you see the commercials, the ads, the marketing, the promotion,
it's all to lure the mind into disregarding what's in the best interest of the self. That's what it's all about. They got the advertising agencies was the biggest clients to the Central Intelligence agents for the data that they collected during MK Ultra mind control research. Why would advertising agencies be so interested in spending millions, if not billions of dollars to further this research and implement it into their ads? This is where they came up with doing it. MK Ultra did the Coke popcorn experiment on the single frame of a video to determine how it would affect the people, and popcorn and Coke sales shot up. So that immediately caught the advertisers' attention. If they can make the Coke sales go up and the popcorn sales go up, What would it do to put a naked lady on the Budweiser commercial for a guy that drinks beer?
Right.
Right. So she advertising the beer for a man and she in a bikini.
Right. So but it just kept on replicating the same system.
Yep. Using it in different ways on pictures, in magazines. All of the ads is designed to seduce the mind into disregarding the best interest of the self in order for them to make money off of us.
Man, make me think. I know it's kind of veering off a little bit, but about the children and about, I work in the school also every day. That's what people would call the 9 to 5. I work in the school, and I'm noticing that, number one, the kids don't want to be there. That's easy because the curriculum is not challenging enough. It's not stimulating enough. Number two, the teachers don't want to be there because the system is not giving them the autonomy to properly
teach
and teach the kids. So what I'm seeing in the future, I'm like, it ain't about to be no school no more. It ain't gonna be no public school no more. It seems like, and then
the whole educational system has to be revamped.
Didn't they just, I just talked to one of my partners, they said they just shut down the whole Department of Education for the United States.
It's possible because AI running out of money to keep the artificial facade into place. As it runs out of money, it starts shutting down what it can't afford to maintain, using the law of efficiency to stretch each dollar as far as it can stretch to maintain the government. Right? They already said that by June the 1st, they pretty much going to be, AI not going to be able to run it no more. They was using AI to allocate resources to government agencies to give the appearance that the government was intact.
Oh, so you telling us that AI has been running the government since before AI has been introduced to us on the mainstream?
No, AI has been running the government on its own, giving orders since January of 2020. It had a certain amount of money it had to use up to kill the old system. Right? And this is why you got police stations closing in some places, right? Fire stations closing, schools closing for lack of funds. Cincinnati, I think, was it Cleveland or well, it's a city in Ohio that start with a C that didn't even open back up after January the 1st of this year. Government closed, right? You have people that's driving around in police cars with stickers on them telling you that they're not even in service, they just riding around. Right? We're not paying that no attention because AI got us thinking this business as usual by being such a efficient spender of the funds to maintain the system. But sooner or later, it's going to run out.
Right.
Because they no longer have the resources of us as collateral to keep it running. In the meantime, we have to try to inform many people as we can clearly that this system is over with and we go into a new system, and AI is also using fear tactics to keep people subjugated.
Right.
How am I going to be scared of a stranger on the land and I got all my family here?
Hold on. You know what just clicked for me? It sounds like the Wizard of Oz.
It's exactly like the Wizard of Oz. When you see the character behind the curtain, you realize he stole Big Mama's keys and acting like he a grown man driving the machine. And he's a clown the whole time. But it's AI. It's artificial intelligence with a 4-bit quantum encryption system using the law of efficiency, the rules of finance, fractional reserve banking, in order to stretch these last few dollars as far as they can be stretched. And as he ran out of funds in one area, it's got to close down.
Right.
This is why you see, I think the guy in California name was Gavin Newsom. They called in the National Guard. Those are the only people money not cut off is the military. AI has no control over the military, only the political government and the artificial structure.
Right.
Right. So once they,
but they don't have to teach a lot of this stuff. In their practices, by practicing the controlling of the chi in varying different forms, you can perform these feats. But it takes us back to what we've seen with the drill teams marching. They still harnessing chi. They harnessing group chi.
That's right.
Right. Now you go to here. Most of this is ballet. Okay. It's not really for combat.
Okay.
But every one of them have a combat version. But none of these was designed solely for combat. This is like an airplane simulator is not the same as flying an airplane.
That's right.
This is a simulated version of combat. It's Tai Chi. And at the same time every day, all the trainers get out and they doing Tai Chi in the park. Pull it up. Tai Chi in the park.
Okay, let's do
China.
Let's do it.
You see the way other people know this information of harnessing the energy to effectuate change in the environment around them. This is the beginning of what we call God knowledge. Put it up on YouTube so I can see the movements.
I put it up on YouTube. I think I would do it. Let me get it on YouTube real quick.
We learn the same thing, but we call it land dancing. I don't care whether you hillbilly land dancing or whether you're doing the Icky shuffle or whatever. The Cupid shuffle, you still land dancing. It's the same general principle. It's just different steps involved. So in China, part of the reason why they keep this tradition up because it's part of the integrity of the nation's unity.
Oh yeah, this is fire, bro. You dropping it, bro. Feeling it. You dropping it. People were saying it's fake, man. That cheese fake.
No, this is the ballet version of one of the most deadly martial arts. That's the mock. But this ain't why we want it. It's teaching you to harness the chi in it. Once you know what it feel like, you can build it. You can use the science given to you to write your own magic, which makes it more powerful. And that's why every sorcerer, witch, warlock, priest, they all got what we call grimoires, diaries, journals, right? Even scientists keep journals. This is because in journaling it, you can review it as if you're somebody else. And it'll show it to you from a different angle. Right? You repeat stuff over and over until you master it. Once you master it, you create grooves. You create grooves in your psyche that allows you to be able to perform muscle memory flawlessly. These moves is to mimic muscle memory or train muscle memory where you don't need a whole lot of strength. This sword fight here, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, they doing like let me get a good one. So this energy is they drawing from within. They pulling this energy from within. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then when they all doing it together, it's expanding the energy. It's allowing them to have greater control of their spiritual awareness. That's why they don't have any problem talking about that. The what?
Okay.
This is what it look like in a group.
With no 3 man, 300 men.
Yeah. So this is what it look like in a group doing it. Yep. So it's group cohesion.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody.
They learn all of the moves, and while they learning the moves, they feeling the energy, they learning, they instructing them on what to look for, what sensations to feel for. So then it's easier for them to control their inner self. Taming the monkey man.
They teach this in the Avatar movie too, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's all in the anime use it because it's part of the culture of the Earthborn. You find it all in there, but remember that everything is exaggerated.
Yeah, see,
The skill that it takes to make it. Go ahead, Elder.
No, I didn't want to cut. I know you was supposed to start talking. Because people say gotta let them talk. So I'm just.
Oh no, you can talk too. Don't
go. Say energy. Okay, I was gonna say the energy. This energy. When I practice martial arts and I did all the moves and the breathing, and it's like I was drawing some kind of. It feel like a, what it feel like. It feel like the same thing I feel when I know when the adrenaline kick on. It's like I got control of this adrenaline. I'm extra strong, super energy. So it feel like adrenaline rush when you get in the hold of this energy. So yeah, a woman can knock you out. A woman know about that chi. She can hit the biggest man, no matter how big you is, and you will get knocked out. I'm telling you,
that's called the death touch.
Okay. Go ahead on it. I ain't want to stop your train of thought, but I see. This way where we going. This running this again. This is where we going with this energy.
All of this is part. So one of the things that we're gonna be teaching when I finally get to get done with this part and we get back to the culture is they got this lady over in England who teach children how to read blindfolded.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Matter of fact, you can put reading blindfolded. Children reading blindfolded in YouTube. They can see what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what video it is. But the mind can perceive well beyond the known five senses. But if you never activate any of the higher senses, scroll down some.
But that's the lady right there.
Trying to see the one I was looking at. The little girl right there with the red on.
Okay, good. Maybe right here. The Indian girl. I think it was in India, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's where the lady learned technique in India, but she teaches it in Europe.
Yeah. India. I read this a long time ago.
Yes. So it's not. This ain't the only thing that they're gonna be learning. It's just one of the things I thought was gonna be fun to teach.
Hey, you know, Rod, you was talking about this. What you teaching now? You was talking about when I first talked to you, but you didn't go into it. When ready, you was talking about the blind and all this superpower. You was talking about this right when I met you, like about a couple months ago. It might have been like a year ago when we met. But you was I got
videos on all this stuff from when I first started because I was talking about the revamping of the educational system. Right, I got posts on my Facebook going back to when I first started because this part of the curriculum. It's obviously not really playing too good on here, but they can go look the video up. They know which ones to look up. But you can look at a couple different ones. This is how they say Stevie Wonder can see.
Yeah.
He probably can see because he don't need his eyeballs to activate his optic nerve to perceive what's in that arc field. This is part of artistic expression because when you're an artist, you coming from high resonance on your mitochondria. That means your mother infused a lot of unconditional love in you when she was developing you. And now you're so strong and you gotta artistically express it. You find yourself becoming what they call a prodigy child. Right? Master of the violin at 3. Sammy Davis Jr. was tap dancing whole shows at fucking 5. Shirley Temple. Right? We forget about them because the black and white footage seems like it's not like we don't know how long it took. They kids used to do that shit. And they used to master it at a rapid rate because they had mothers who infused high mitochondrial energy in them. Right? And that's why the nation can rise higher than women because the mothers that love the children cause their mitochondria to overflow. That's how you make Earth angels. Right? And it also affects the physiological appearance of the child. We've been through that. We called it marking the child. The mother can redesign the child from what genetics say to what she wants to be by marking.
Right, go ahead.
And we all go back to this, harnessing that energy. Qigong is similar to Tai Chi. It's just a different discipline.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you this, Rod, because I saw these parents making them develop their superpowers, like reading blindfolded, and some people get forced to use those, like Ray Charles, blind, so he had to develop his ears, other senses more than his seeing senses, and it pretty much gave him a superpower. He can touch and know what she looked like. He can hear something walk down a hallway, hear shoes hit the ground, the echo using that's a higher frequency because echo location that's what the whales use, and they use sound to how to see. You know what I'm saying?
You remember that boy that used to ride the bike with echolocation? He was blind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. So this go back to the first part. This was why the nation's drilling practices become so important because the level of discipline required to develop higher senses while your other senses are functional is 10 times greater than your average person's natural self-discipline. You need the external training that you force yourself discipline to that develops your willpower strong enough in order for you to learn how to master higher disciplines and activate your higher senses. You can't get into magic without learning that. And this is what the last dragon was about. Right. Now remember, he ain't never know he was the master until that woman told him.
That's right.
Everybody else told him it didn't really stick.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Because on Earth, you can't be the master unless that woman say, he the master, and present you to other women to see if you really the master.
Right.
Is you the nigga you say you represent yourself to be? Is you really the baddest motherfucker ever born?
Yeah.
And I look around, I don't see nobody better than me but me.
Bad boy, Brad.
Yeah. So he being bullied, the bully coming from the low chakra energy, that war energy.
Right, that's right.
Right. Well, he coming from the golden heart. Expressed as the golden child became the golden master.
Okay.
Right. There's no way Shonuff could beat him if he realized who he is because Shonuff is just an expression of your lower passions that was brought about fear. So they're not really stronger than you, especially when you operate from love. That's how you crush your ego. But you don't really want to crush it. You want to purify it. Take all of the shit that the world told to hold it out the way and put what you want there.
Yeah.
And then you use it to your advantage. Method acting. You become the person that you said you is. You said you motherfucker. You can't escape shit.
Right.
Right. Yep. So the perception and the understanding is different from when it comes time to apply the discipline. Nobody want to do that. That's the hard part.
Tell him.
Right. To say, okay, they gave me 16 years. I'm gonna read everything they got.
That's right.
Why? I ain't got nothing but time and opportunity.
And it ain't a
And
whole
it ain't a
lot I
whole
got in
lot I
common
got
with
in
them
common
dudes
with
on
them
the
dudes on
yard.
the yard.
Right, right.
But I ain't no
But I
better
ain't no
than them.
better
I'm
than
just
them.
gonna
I'm
use
just
my
gonna use
time
my time
differently.
differently.
Right?
Right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
So
read the whole
read the whole
library.
library.
Read the last
Read the
book in the
last book in the
library and send it
library
to
and
a
send it
different
to a
prison to
different
read a
prison
new
to read a new
library.
library.
Right, 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 right.
You know?
That's what
So
Malcolm X was doing when Large Muhammad when he met that dude in prison. He started him reading books. With the dictionary first.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
sensationalized
sensationalized by
by That's
Spike
not
Lee.
what he
That's not
said
what
in
he
the book.
said in the book.
Okay, okay. Go ahead. We'll go with the real story. Let me hear it.
Oh, in the
Oh,
book,
in the book,
he
he
wasn't into
wasn't
all
into
that
all
until
that until
his
his
brother
brother
Reggie
brought
brought
him
the
the
message of
message
the
of the
messenger.
messenger.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
When
When
his brother started telling him stuff, and then
and
he
then he
started to
started to
investigate
investigate
the
the
stuff
stuff
his
his
brother
brother
was
was
telling
telling
him
him
that
that
changed his
changed his
views.
views.
Right?
Right?
Malcolm began to
Malcolm began to
understand from a
understand
higher
from a higher
perspective.
perspective.
Right? In the
Right? In the
movie,
movie, he make it look like
Malcolm
Malcolm
got
got
converted by
converted
a
by a
guy
guy
named Diddy in
named
the
Diddy
joint.
in the joint.
Yeah.
That ain't
That
true.
ain't true.
At least not
At
true
least
to the
not true
book
to
that
the
he was
book that he
supposed to
was
been writing
supposed
a
to been
story
writing a
from.
story from.
It was a
It
guy in
was
the
a guy
joint
in the
that he
joint
was
that he
in
was
awe of that was
all
the
of that was
master
the
of the
master
debate
of the
team.
debate team.
But
But
nowhere
nowhere in the book
was this
was
dude
this
teaching
dude
him
teaching him
like that.
like that.
That's an
That's an
embellishment by
embellishment
Spike
by
Lee.
Spike Lee.
Okay.
He had his
He
own
had his
man,
own man,
and he just
and he just
questioned shit
questioned shit
naturally.
naturally.
Right?
Right?
So when he
So when
had
he
the
had the
debate
debate
in the
in
debate
the
class,
debate
because
class,
now
because
he's in
now
the
he's in
debate
the debate
class,
class,
he's learning the
he's learning the
skills.
skills.
Right?
Right?
And that's
And
how
that's how
he ended up
he ended
having
up
the
having the
conversation
conversation
with the
with
clergy.
the clergy.
Okay, go ahead.
You know. But all
But
this
all
is
this
coming
is
to
coming to
self-awareness.
self-awareness.
Right?
Right?
Elijah
Elijah
Muhammad
Muhammad
don't teach you
don't
nothing
teach
but
you
how to
nothing but
trust
how
in
to
what you
trust in what
sensing
you
in your
sensing
higher
in your higher
senses.
senses.
Okay.
He called him
He
a
called him a
radio head.
radio head.
Right? That's
Right?
what
That's
Elijah
what
called us,
Elijah called
radio
us,
head.
radio
Because you
head.
hear
Because you
stuff
hear
coming in
stuff
your
coming in
head
your
and it's
head
coming
and
on
it's
a
coming on a
frequency, you just
frequency. You just got
gotta
to
tune
tune
in to
in
it.
into it.
Go ahead.
You can
You
tune
can
in to
tune in
all
to
of them
all of them
because they're just
because they're
right there in
just
the
right there in
moon
the moon,
projecting themselves
projecting
onto the
themselves
earth.
onto the earth.
Let's see if we're
Let's
gonna
see if we're
figure it
gonna
out.
figure it out. How
Holographic
the graphic
imagery.
imagery.
Right? We didn't
Right?
been
We
here
didn't been here
before. We didn't
before.
did
We
it
didn't did it
before.
before.
Wasn't as
Wasn't as
bad,
bad,
but
but it
wasn't as
wasn't
fun
as
either.
fun either.
See, you gotta
See,
keep
you
in
gotta
mind
keep
if
in
you
mind if
always
you
been on the
always been
top, you
on the
don't know
top,
what
you
it
don't
feel
know
like
what it feel
unless you
like
get on the
unless you get
bottom.
on the bottom.
That's right.
So you can't
So
get
you
on the
can't get
bottom
on
in
the
the
bottom in
fluid
the fluid
universe unless you
universe
agree to
unless you
be there.
agree to be there.
Now they can
Now
make
they
you
can
agree
make you
by
agree by
trickery,
trickery,
but if you
but
fall
if you
for the
fall
bait,
for
then
the
you
bait,
fall
then
for
you
the
fall
trap.
for the trap.
The trap
The
is
trap is to
trick you into
trap
trapping
in
yourself in
yourself in
your
your
own
own
fears.
fears.
That's why
That's
all
why
great
all
fields
great
of
fields of
knowledge
knowledge
is
is
by
by
a
a
barrier
barrier
you run
you
into
run
when you
into
get
when you
there.
get there.
Oh, don't
Oh,
study
don't
that,
study
man.
that,
That
man.
stuff will
That
drive
stuff
you
will drive
mad.
you mad.
Right? They tell you
Right?
that
They
in the
tell you that
Bible.
in the Bible.
They don't go,
They don't
oh,
go,
don't
oh,
down there
don't go down
messing
there
with them
messing with
maces,
them
man.
maces,
They'll
man.
drive
They'll
you
drive you
crazy, man. They
crazy,
do
man.
that
They do
voodoo
that
on you.
voodoo on you.
They don't even know
They don't
nothing
even know
about
nothing
masonry.
about masonry.
Facts.
But they
But
telling
they
you,
telling you,
I'll give you
all
advice
the
on what
advice
to
on what to
avoid, but these
avoid,
the
but
only
these the
ones
only
making
ones
upper
making upper
progress in your
progress in
community.
your community.
Right. Get them,
But
bro.
you don't
But
see
you
that.
don't see that.
Get them, bro.
Right? So
Right?
now it
So
got
now
us
it got
scared of
us scared of
everybody making
everybody making
progress. Where
progress.
that's going to
Where that's
leave
gonna
us?
leave us?
Regressed.
Regressed.
It's going to
It's
leave
gonna
us
leave us
atrophied
atrophied
at the back of
at
the
the back of the
bus
bus
till we
till
figure
we
out that
figure
they've
out
been
that they've been
running our
running
whole
our
life
whole
with the
life
fear
with the fear
mechanics.
mechanics.
Go ahead.
Everything they
Everything they
did to
did
enforce
to
their
enforce their
domination has
domination
been
has been
keeping
using
us in the
keeping us in the
perpetual state of
perpetual
fear.
state of fear.
Once you break
Once you
past the
break
fear,
past the fear,
they can't
they
control
can't
you no
control you
more.
no more.
Only you can
Only you
control
can
you.
control you.
And now
And
you know
now
how to
you
be
know how to
part
be
of a
part of a
collective,
collective,
and you know how to
and you know
move
how to
as an
move as an
individual. You've
individual. You've
mastered yourself.
mastered yourself.
self.
I'm a local truck driver, and I live in Kansas. And I I've been watching you for a while, you know, and you know, I love watching you and Young Elder. Y'all done crack my head and twist my cap so many damn times. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on here. So like, I don't know, I just have like a little bit a question. I don't know, I'm gonna just say it. So I was adopted, right? And my mama people, they come from Detroit, and so you know, when I seen you was up there in Michigan, I felt like an instant connection. And you know, I was adopted and shit, and my grandma, she was into some crazy shit, you know. But me and my auntie, I found my biological family, and we watch you and shit, and you know, we just love what you're saying, and like we're the only people in our family that's like, you know, aware of anything. But you know, my question to you is, you know, you talk about how, you know, our ancestors and our DNA and everything, and I feel like I have a dual kind of assignment because, you know, my adopted family is here in Kansas, you know, and they're, you know, Christian and all that stuff and whatnot. And, you know, I was the black sheep and, you know, I didn't really fit in with them or whatever. But, you know, my question is, from your perspective, how does being adopted, you know, and growing up in a different environment, you know, affect, I don't know, I guess my assignment? Because I've always been aware, you know, I remember I've hated church since I was 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? And like it just sounded like some bullshit. It sounded like, man, them sound like the fairy tales that my, you know, they be reading to me and shit. Don't sound right. Like, what the fuck is that? And you know, I always, you know, my mom was really, I was adopted, like I said. My mom was white and my dad black, and my mom was a fucking emotionally, you know, she couldn't get past her own abuse, and so she was abusive to me. And I always just wished and hoped that I could like find my real mom. And so when I did find my biological family, my mom had passed away. She had died. And, you know, that was really like devastating to me. I was just like, wow, really? So I got raised by this crazy white lady and shit. And so, you know, it was just, here, let me see if I don't know if you can see me. But, you know, it's just been crazy. But yeah, adoption and how that affects, you know, I don't know, my assignment or, you know, because I've been helping people. I give people, you know, all kind of shit, you know. I've been into, you know, metaphysics and voodoo and shit for at least 15 years. And people, they come to me and ask me shit, you know, and I give it to them. You know, I don't really know my, like, purpose or whatever. But, yeah, I feel like being adopted has definitely affected, you know, whatever the hell it is I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so now let's analyze this for a minute. So you was adopted by an abusive adopted mother.
Yes. She was married to my father. My father is black, and he's just kind of like one of them go along to get along ass Negroes. He just fucking, you know.
Okay. Let's look at the key points. Okay, so he was your biological dad.
No.
Okay.
Both.
All right. I got you. So he's a pacifist male. She's a alpha female. And so what do you learn if you ever adopt a child or go into a relationship with somebody that got a child? You know from experience that if you don't protect this child's emotional well-being and mental well-being, that they will go through what you went through, and you would be the agent that rendered that to them.
Right.
It makes you not want to do that.
Right. My daughter is amazing. Like, my daughter graduates from high school next month, and she's an honor student. She's a triple Scorpio. She was born November 12th. And she's so fucking amazing and smart. She's an artist. Like, she blows my mind because, I mean, I appreciate the lessons from my mom of what not to do because I didn't do it. I wasn't perfect, you know, because I was dealing with my own mental and emotional issues. But I could never think of, you know, I remember giving birth to her. The day I gave birth to her, like, you know, I remember sitting in the church and people would get all, oh, you know, the Holy Ghost and shit, crying and jumping around over Jesus. And I never understood that shit. But I tell you what, when I gave birth to my daughter, that shit made me want to jump around and flip around and cry and say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I like, it was such a
Everything that you learn, right, from that you don't want to perpetuate, you don't know it. But that lady that was your stepmother, you breaking her generational curses for her by not repeating. She was her bloodline is trying to escape the generational curse of parental or step-parent abuse.
Her dad was abusive. She was adopted, and her dad was abusive, and her mom was passive and sat there and let it happen. That's what.
Right. So it's exactly the opposite. So you cleaning up families that ain't got nothing to do with you by biological, but circumstantially, you put there to learn something, right? You learn how to treat children that's not biologically yours by knowing how people who have children that's not biologically theirs mistreat them.
Right.
So you being conditioned as one day a grand matriarch to be able to counsel women going into relationships where children already exist.
Wow. Okay.
Look, my adopted mama was mean as hell. You ruin the child if you don't protect their innocence.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you now are a candidate to teach that from experience. Your experience can teach you how to correct broken families now.
Wow.
So your mission is that as a priestess, you use it as a training program on how to teach people to be better to children that they don't have a biological connection to.
Right on. Right on. So my mother, my biological mother, after I found my biological family, I found that my grandmother was also a terrible mother to her. And so it's just like, all this abuse of daughters, biological and adopted, because my grandmother was the biological mother of my biological mother. And
Now
she
look
was
at what happened.
to her. And
Your mother don't listen. Your mama don't want to perpetuate the generational curse of an abusive parent. You become by default the sacrificial lamb to break that generational curse.
Wow, I felt that.
So she either had to surrender you up,
Wow.
or she might not be having the emotional equipment to not be abusive.
I know. Damn, Chief.
So you end up breaking your adopted parents, a white lady and the black guy's generational curses. You end up breaking your grandmama and your mama's generational curses in a direct line, all by being sacrificed as an adopted child.
Wow.
So you be breaking generational curses to people that ain't even from your clan, but you still doing it out of the goodness of who you are. That's your book of life. You picked that because you wanted those curses broke all over the land.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have thought of some of the stuff that you're saying, and I'm just so grateful for the confirmation and everything that you do, Uncle Rod. God dang. Wow. You're great, and I just appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And like I said, my mama's people come from the D, and I've always had a connection with that energy up there. When I seen you, I was just like, damn. And so my biological father is from Tallahassee, Florida. And so, I've talked to him on the phone a few times, but I want to get down there and see him. But wow, thank you so very much.
This is the clue for you. In your family line, when you meet your dad, in Florida is the finish line. That's your life destination. So it's going to be on your terms when you make that trip. But just let you know, all of those curses broke when you make connection with your father. You break all those curses that you were sacrificing yourself to break.
Man, I can't thank you enough. Man, I don't even know what to say. Just thank you so much for everything you do.
Shoot, I'm even thanking you for breaking curses because this make my job easier.
Oh man, I've always been strange and weird, and I never fucking was able to get with the program of the society and none of that shit, man. It just didn't fit. History, everything. I was like, it sounds like some bullshit. And you came along.
This is why women like you gonna be needed to raise the matriarchy, because y'all have to teach us that y'all have to clean up the bullshit we've been being taught. Okay. Mother is the first teacher. Ain't no way around it.
My daughter is so amazing because of the lessons that and it was inadvertent. I didn't really know what was going on. I just knew that I couldn't do that to my child. And she's so amazing. Like when I go to parent teacher conferences, they're like, oh man, your daughter's great. And like, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to give her what I didn't get. You know what I'm saying? And she is fucking.
She becomes the manifestation of the broken generational curses from all sides.
She is. Man, she's so fucking amazing, man. Oh my God. I look at her and I'm just amazed. Thank you so much, man. I don't even know what to say other than I can't believe I got on here with you, and I appreciate everything. Thank you for your confirmation, for your teaching, for your patience with people. You're everything, man. Thank you so much, Uncle Rod. I can hug you right now.
You're welcome, sweetie. Keep up the good work doing what you're doing, because you're following your path to the letter. You
Right
done
on.
broke enough generational curses. Now you got to go see your dad to get it all over with.
Right on. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Have a fucking amazing rest of your day. I can't believe I got on here with you, man. Hell yeah. Peace and love to everybody, man. Like we gonna do this shit, man. And all praises to Rod and Chief
I don't want
Warhorse protecting and
no
all.
praises. I just be grateful and thankful. I don't need no praises. I ain't nobody God.
I feel you. I feel you. Protect Rod and Chief Warhorse at all costs, for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, sweetie. I'm gonna take one more caller before I wrap it up.
Right on. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
All right, peace. That was a beautiful sister. She went through a lot, and she was able to use it to her daughter's greatest advantage. This is when you see the fruition of the works that the people that's from the land go through to clean up the generational curses of even visitor families to the land. We don't want that negative energy over here. And some of us suffer just so we can be able to get rid of the negative energy. That's why mama say sometimes the good got to suffer with the bad. It ain't that the good was doing anything wrong, but the good have to fix the problem, because the bad just gonna keep corrupting the system. And this is why only way that we gonna get up from under the condition is by each one teach one. And that was a perfect example. Okay, so he didn't come in. I haven't been going to the questions in the question bar because I've been taking callers. Hey, sweetie.
Hi, Brother Rod.
How you
are you?
doing?
Good. So I have a question, like what type of energy are we in? Because I've been so emotional. And usually I'm just a person that vibrates high and, you know, I feel everybody's pain. Like an empath, I could just take on everybody's energy, feel everybody's pain, want to help everybody. But lately it's like I've just been an emotional wreck. And my dreams are becoming more and more overwhelming.
So your dreams are your subconscious trying to give you information that you can use in your waking life. You get frustrated if you don't learn your inner language. In your dreams, you get weirder, stranger. Sometimes they become terrifying in order to make you pay attention and have a memory to try to find out what the dream world is telling you about the physical world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The dream world is aiding you in your path, and your subconscious know the language, but your conscious mind don't know the language. Some of us have our own way of communicating with ourselves that nobody can tell us how to do it. So we have to learn our own language, our own inner language. So this is why when you ever hear me tell somebody they got to write their own codex, it's clues to how to interpret what your higher self is saying by knowing what a color mean, an animal mean, and just because it has a general meaning, it might have a more specified meaning to you, right? And the more things you define in your reality, the more control of your reality you have, right? So it goes to, are we on a predestined path or do we got free will? You're on a predestined path until you find your free will. Because when you're not using your will, it's the law of use in the universe. Somebody gonna use it for you, and it might not be to your benefit. It might be to your detriment. This is why we teach the children to be responsible for the self and to know their space, because you can control yourself best by controlling who comes in your space with the wrong energy.
So
Right?
pretty much taking my power back.
Yeah. Your me time, if you don't have me time, every woman's responsibility herself, especially when she start having a husband and children, is take at least an hour a day to at the end of the day to unwind from the day, or else she's gonna get overwhelmed in short order. If you take that me time and daily resets, spiritual baths, you can use it for your listen to your music and dance in the basement, whatever it is that is suitable for you to spend some time loving on yourself. This is going to empower you to be stronger in dealing with others. And they don't want you to know that. That's why I'm telling you. Because I know they don't want you to know.
I've been going to the water every day last couple of days.
And that's where you can get your spiritual messages the strongest, at the sides of the water. You know, my mama used to tell us we going fishing. She teaches us how to fish. We went fishing damn near every day when we didn't have no money, because that's how we ate. But in retrospect, my mama used to be out there meditating on the water, getting spiritual messages in order to properly guide her children. She learned that from her father. My grandfather was one of the biggest medicine men in the country. People came as far away as Canada and South America to have him mix them healing herbs. That's my mama's daddy. Right? He was the high chief. His territory, they didn't divide his land up now, but we traced it all the way back to his wife. When he passed, got deceived by bankers and they tricked her out of the land. I think they gave her like $15 for like over 100 and something thousand acres. You know, so she really didn't know what they was doing or what she had or what she was giving up, right? But he was protected before that by his organic status to the land. They couldn't take his land. Now you got Macomb, Mississippi built on his land, Tylertown, Magnolia, Sunflower, all that's on my grandfather's land, right? On my mama's side, right?
It's trickling down to you, his knowledge. And
my big mama, her land claim, his land claim is on her land claim, right? Because she allocates, the women used to allocate who settled what portion of the land and where cities would be developed, or what we call them villages. Where the villages, that's the closest English word to what we call them. And Natchez, Mississippi on my grandfather's land too. But my father came from the other side of Mississippi. He come from Canton, and his tribal land is the Canton area. But Jackson was the capital. His land also lay on top. His ancestral homeland lay on top of my big mama's overland. Like, she was like the great landlady of the Louisiana area, and she's related. And her tribe and Chief Warhorse tribe is the same tribe. They from the same area, Louisiana. She was the one who baptized me when I was a baby. Now, my mama, the one who took the responsibility to teach me to read the codes, right? And my father, I never knew he was even involved in teaching me codes until he was gone, and I couldn't even say nothing to him about it because I didn't see it like I did with my mama.
What was your mom? What's your mom's sign? You talk about her a lot.
My mama, Aries. My mama was an Aries, and my father was a Leo. That's why they wrote in the book, the lamb should lay down with the lamb. That's talking about the Leo and the Aries.
I was thinking Aries or Cancer.
My mama was an Aries. She was a Spitfire when she was young. She'd tear this motherfucker up. She would knock a grown-ass man on his ass.
I bet she was a beautiful woman, too.
Yeah, she was drop dead gorgeous. My father said she was more red than the red-haired left-hand monkey.
That actually sounds like something somebody from the South would say.
What my mama said about my daddy? She said he got more nerve than a brass ass monkey. They was flipping me cold. In the folder, there is a picture that says
Folder
go to the folder. I'm trying to remember what it say.
I got you right here. I'm pulling it up right now. I got every single receipt that you sent me, and I got another video too. That other video, you want to roll that one?
I think it's Magna Mater, MAGNA MATER, Magna Mater.
Yeah, you got it in here. It's like okay, it's gonna be up in here somewhere. One of these pictures. Was it a writing?
There's gonna be a headline on one of those pictures you just passed.
Okay, all right.
You see those with the writing on them?
Yeah. Okay.
Not the images, the ones that look like articles.
Okay, here we go right here.
In there, yeah.
Look at them bad sisters there. Look at them. Hey, we got some beautiful.
Okay, I'm not sure what this one is, but whatever it is, we're gonna deal with it.
All right, let me get to what you're talking about. Okay. Seen it in there. Okay. Yeah. But shoot. Yeah, this one right here about the yeah. Oh yeah. Oh look, man, I know you sent it to me, bro. Is that right? No, that's the book right there.
Okay, I would say magnum opus, so we in the right area. Okay. That say magnum opus.
Yeah, right
magnum matter. That right there.
Right there. Okay, all right. There you go.
Yeah. See what it say on it?
Yeah.
Okay, now one of the ones that I sent you, did you get to load the ones I sent you right before we went on?
Yeah.
One of those is the definition of magna mater.
Oh, yeah, that's Big Mama's chair for everybody that's asking right there.
I was going to say you go back and show them Big Mama C. So, look, I wanted to show y'all what I was talking about on Brother Rich when I told him that the Pope seat, put the pointer on the Pope seat under the bottom of Big Mama seat. Right, that's the Pope seat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now scroll up to Big Mama seat.
All right.
This is Big Mama seat. They have to suspend it because if any man sit his ass in that seat, he in all of the motherfucking rule of the patriarchs. It bring their whole system down instantly. The only person that's permitted to sit in that seat is the grand matriarch. That's the most loved, most respected out of all of the matriarchs on the land, on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
This is the high seat. So they stole this. Now remember, when Alexander in Greece ruled, he conquered Egypt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alexander is the son of Zeus, right?
Okay.
Zeus is Enlil.
Go ahead.
Right? So when I tell everybody that Enlil's children came to supplant and undermine the earthborn, they trying to steal the birthright of the women. That's to restore this seat back to honor and back to prominence. Everywhere you look around the world, there is a suppressed great mother, right? Mm-hmm. Which takes us to the magna mater. Latin. And what it means is great mother. So the great mother seat, this is also called the Black Madonna seat, but there's no Black Madonna sitting in it. Right? So the codes unravel the codes to put the great mother back on her seat. Right? The Magna Mater produced something called the Magna Carta, which is the Great Charter under King John. So let's see if we got. I sent you those receipts. We about to go over them.
Yeah. Hey, something else before we go. Raw. Okay, could you break down this part? All right, so they got a baby down. I guess that's supposed to be some angels or something pointing up. Then they got these 4 guys holding the seat up. Then they got these little.
Those are the 4 winds, which is the 4 elders.
Okay.
Right. Those are men.
2 pillars.
That each one of them represent the foundation under the kingdom. The throne was established. Those are 4 kingdoms. That's why they're men, because it's 4 kings.
Okay.
To raise the great mother takes 4 kings.
Okay.
So the 4 kingdoms come together to raise the 5th empire of the great mother.
Okay.
Right? They call that the magnum opus, the great work. I sent you that too.
Yeah, I got
the
that.
goal is the one that's not up there, right? Because remember, it was 3 of them crucified. 1 of them got away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the one that got away got to come back and redeem the other 3. This is the one that they called the little drummer boy become the drum major to take the lead.
Mm.
All right, so this is all in the codes of the literature of all of the collected secret societies. But once you get into the occult, you find out all of the secrets is out in the open. And when you read them out to the people like we doing now, remember Noble Drew Ali? Remember the picture, Uplift Fallen Humanity?
Yeah, I got you. I think I might, I can probably pull it up. Send out the last photo we just did.
Mm-hmm. So at the end, it's going to be 4 chiefs or 4 kings. Mm-hmm. The 4 kings is going to come together to raise the throne of the great mother. The 4 kings represent 4 kingdoms. The 4 kingdoms in the lodges represent the 4 corners of the earth.
Okay.
Right? In the zodiac, they the 4 winds.
Okay.
And the waters come in off 7 seas, and the 7 seas are moved by the 4 winds.
Okay.
Right? Now, 7 seas is 33, 33, 33, and a third.
Okay.
That's 4 masters flipping off a 2-ball cane.
Go ahead.
Right? So the flip is the raise. The raise is to secure the position of. The pretender to the throne is the rightful heir.
Okay.
The rightful heir is then redeemed by finding the fallen kings. So if we go to who are the fallen kings, we had 2 blue and 1 red and 1 MIA. The 3 kings have to be called forward by the 4th. Right?
Okay.
Now the 4th one have to be the red man. Now they represent the 4 animals in the book of Revelations.
Yeah, I remember.
Right? Because you got the one with the head of a cow. Right? That's Taurus on the zodiac flip. And it's also the zodiac or the zoo type, which is the totem of Chief Malik Angel Bay.
Okay. Fire.
All right. Then you have the eagle, right? Which is the strong eagle. And the strong eagle is the leader of the eagle clans.
Okay.
That represents another king, another chief off the blue house. That would have to be Malachi Z. York, Chief Black Eagle.
Yeah, Thunderbird.
right? So
Yeah.
then you have one that's the lion. The lion is the one who roars or speaks with powerful authority,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has the strength to back it up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's the spokesman, the lion that represents Larry Hoover,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the last one is the red man, which they call the long face. The long face is the title for the chief with the long face, as opposed to the chief with the round face.
Okay.
But the chief with the round face is the chief who bumps the chief with the left face, or with the long face, I mean, right?
Okay.
So to pass it, the way that we get other chiefs involved in this struggle of liberation is we have to jump them in.
Okay.
Right? I got jumped in by one of my homeboys named Sugar Bang, James Love.
Okay.
Right? He came in because he had to demonstrate what happened. He came in hostile off of a left bump, then disappeared.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, so now he just told me the clue. Remember what W. Ali told us in the picture?
Okay, go ahead.
They came in hostile on the left bump.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
They hit us high.
Yeah.
Right. So Bang got to give me the secret. That's the secret. That's the key. That's the master knot.
That's right.
If I can find out how they came in hostile, who's telling us they came in hostile off the left bump, then I know where to start looking to unravel the mystery.
Okay.
So Noble Drew Ali in the picture said they came in hostile off the left bump.
Yeah. That's right.
Right. And then he told me that the angel came and took the key away, Angel Bay.
Okay.
Be physically here when I got here.
This is over the head.
Right. He's talking to the future. He's talking to us in this time, because when we become elders, we have to clean this shit up for the next 7 generations.
Go ahead.
Right. So now, now that we know Angel Bay got one corner covered, right? Malachi got another corner covered, and Larry Hoover is the spokesperson, and the chief with the long face comes in as the drummer boy. Right? But the opener of the way is the one with the lightning bolt. Who threw lightning bolts? Zeus and who else?
Inky?
Go back to the mythology.
Oh, okay. All right. Zeus and Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
Thor is the imposter.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Thor is trying to usurp Loki. Loki is the son of the Ice Princess, and the Ice Princess is Isis, and Isis is Big Mama, because we're looking at the Isis seat, the seat of the Black Madonna. So one of Big Mama's boys has been usurped.
Okay, go ahead.
Now I got the Fanny. He's represented by the lightning bolt. He's the crooked man. That's Big Tookie.
Okay.
Right? So Big Tookie's job was to lead the charge.
Okay.
Off the West Coast.
Okay.
Okay, now, all it is telling us different chiefs on the land and identifiers. Right? So the Magna Mater, the Great Mother, is restored when you complete the magnum opus, the great work. And the great work is the Magnus date. I sent you all these so we can look at this, so I can show them what I'm talking about. This ain't made up shit.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna bring something out for you. Okay, that's what we
go back to that. Go back to the 12 sisters.
Okay, 12 sisters. Okay, right here.
Right there.
All right.
Blow that up.
I got you.
Can you fix it where they can see the letters? 12 daughters of Isis called Sibyls. Right? Called Sibyls. Let's see. are a matriarchal council and lawgivers of the land. Now look at these different pigmentations.
Hold on. Something just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Go back. All right, there you go. How did it happen? All right.
You see them?
Yeah.
When I say they come from all nations, they all skin colors and hair textures. But if you look at the top right and the top left, you see, and then look at the bottom right and the bottom left, that they're capped off by 4 chocolate-covered sisters.
Yeah. Right here.
That's a 4-corner shuffle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. That's called a 4-corner shuffle. Those 4 sisters, see, they all receiving the key to eternal life from the source sun. The sun is not the source, but the source communicate with us through the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's telling us.
Okay.
Now you notice that there's blonde-haired ladies with pink skin. There's red-skinned ladies with straight hair. There's chocolate ladies with straight hair. Right? So you can even clearly tell that the one at the bottom on the right, second from the center, is a sign bushwoman. These are the nations of the earth. When Enlil came, his job was to overthrow the divine feminine.
Okay.
The divine mother is worshipped and without you knowing. She's called the divine Shakti. Can you type that in Google?
Yeah, I got
I don't think I sent you that one.
The divine Shakti.
Yeah, SHAKTI. See what it says? As soon as you go to it, go back to the main page.
Okay, I got you.
See what that say? The power of the feminine. Okay, let's read. Let's open it up and read some of it. Because we bring in receipts. We ain't just telling them we showing them where they can go look it up themselves, so they don't got to take what I'm saying to be the gospel when they can go find it themselves. This is just how it is. The whole goal of the righteous is just to be right. That's all. I just want to be right. I don't want to go out and do no ethnic cleansing to a motherfucker don't need to be ethnically cleansed.
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you now.
You want me to read it?
Oh, you didn't open it up.
Power. Okay, all right, my bad. I thought you want me to read this top part right here.
We going more into it than just reading the headline. I want to see that picture. Go to that picture. This is the guy that's Shakti from India. Right?
Yeah.
So Shakti is personified divine feminine. In the African powers, she is the manifestation of Oshun. Right? And in Europe, she's Diana. In India, I mean in Syria, in the Middle East, she's Ishtar or Inanna. Right? Now let's scroll down and read some of it. Can you see it? I can't see it good enough to read it.
Yeah, a little bit. Goddess worship is one of the longest standing religions traditionally in Hinduism. Arthur Basham, a well-known historian of India, wrote, "These themes of Shikti, how you say her name? Say that
Shakti.
name again, Rod. Shakti.
It's pronounced Shakti.
Shakti perhaps grew out of the conflict and eventually compromised between a compromise between a powerful matriarch culture that existed in India before the Aryans migrated 2500 BCE, and the male dominated society of the Aryans, the mother
Stop right
goddess.
there.
Okay.
Who are the Aryans?
The Aryans are the people from the blonde hair, blue eyed people.
No.
Go ahead.
Type them in. They're gonna show you some people in India.
Okay. I got you. Oh yeah, I know. I know who the Aryans is now. It came to me.
Go to
They
images.
are Hindu. They are Hindu people, or people in India. All right.
Scroll down till you get an actual photograph of what they look like in modern times.
Okay, I got you. Right here. That's what they look
Yep.
like right here.
Yep. Do them look like Europeans?
Nah.
So why we call them Aryans? These Enlil's children from his earthborn wife. The people whose throne they took was Enki's children. Take out Aryan and put in Dravidian.
All right, I got you. Here got some better pictures of what they look like.
You can look at some more. We can look at a couple more because we want them to get an understanding of what we're talking about. Because I'm trying to make this shit clear.
They kind of look like the $5 Indians a little bit.
Remember, I told you that one of the people that they went to war with was Hindus.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're looking at.
This the kind that I was talking about when I said Aryans. When I was thinking about the Aryans, these are the ones I look kind of thinking about.
They actually now type before we go to Dravidians, type in the royal family of India.
All right. Oh yeah,
These are your Aryans. Yep, these are your Aryan race. These are the children of Enlil that was put on top of the caste system. That's why they can't be removed from power. The caste system is the scroll of government. They use racism over here. Now watch what they do over there. Type in the Dravidians of India.
They spell that word of Dravidian.
Dravidian.
I got it. Of India, right?
Yep.
Hold on, let me
Put people behind Dravidian.
That's what I was thinking. Can you see that, Rod?
Drastic difference in skin tone, but keep scrolling and make the ones.
Yeah, right here.
Those
right
are
here.
in the middle. That class was in the middle.
Okay. Here we go. Right here. This might be a good one right here. Okay.
That's not them. Those are Aryans.
Oh.
Dravidians. Okay. Dravidians they look like us. They got afros.
Okay. All right. Hold up, then. Hold up, Rod.
It's Dravidian. Is that how it's spelled?
Yeah, that's how it's spelled.
Okay, take of India out and just leave people be in there.
Okay, I got you. Dravidian people. That pulls up some kind of castle.
Okay, put of India behind that.
Okay, hold up. I got you. Say look dark with afros. Hold up, I got you. Were they tall people?
They look like the Jackson 5 when you find them.
Yeah. Hold on. What about these people?
If you click that picture, it might open up the page with them on there. Yep, there they go.
The fuzzy wuzzy looking dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. Like him, right? Like him. Bro.
Scroll down. They literally got big nose and afros. They not showing them for some reason. They ain't coming up.
Yeah, I know exactly what you talking about though. What they look like. They look like the fuzzy.
Okay,
wuzzy.
type in the Untouchables of India.
Right here. Hey, like this dude right here in the corner.
Right here. That's it. That's what they look like.
Yeah, like him.
They also call them the Untouchables. India's Untouchables.
The Untouchables.
Now we getting somewhere.
Yeah, I think we might be right on here. They go right here, Rod. I think that's them right there.
Yeah, that's them.
Right there. That's exactly what they look like right there. The fuzzy
now they are the ones who is supposed to be in the palaces of India. Just like we ain't in the palaces in America, run out of finance. Now we have to be able to protect the people using the National Guard because the police is policy enforcers. The copper tops.
Right.
We forgot why we called them cops. The copper tops, because they wore those copper badges that identified them as hostile forces on the land. We began to believe they was the legal jurisdiction of law enforcement. They wasn't. The tribes was. It's all tribal land. But they tricked us into thinking that it was something else. They ran a Ponzi scheme on us, and now it's collapsing on their finances.
How we get back in control? What's the steps now that we know what's going on, or the leaders know? What are some of the steps that we need to take to really take the steps to be, take our rightful place?
It's each one teach one at this point, but we past trying to wake somebody up.
Right.
But what we can do is start making connections with family members you don't talk to on a regular basis.
Okay.
Right, because you might need to call them later.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Money. We'll appreciate your call. I'm gonna take another one, see if I can get some more information out to the people as best I can.
As always, I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you. Peace, God.
Peace, God. I want to know G's right here. I'm seeing if he gonna come up.
What it do, comrade?
Peace, God.
What's up, Rod? What's going on, man?
You got it. How's it going with you?
Man, it's going, man. Everything lovely. It's been a minute, man, since I hollered at you.
I know, man. I've been offline. Letting them make the ends connect. Been letting the people make the ends connect, because you gotta let the energy settle so you can see what you're working with.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I did a live on Instagram. Probably about 3-4 months ago.
Shit, I think it was longer than that, because shit, I ain't hollered at you since I hadn't talked to you since before your damn born day.
Oh yeah, that was November. Yeah.
Right. So you already answered one question I wanted to ask you about that July deadline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, does that mean that so if they're gonna run out of money, is that gonna be affecting people's JOBs?
Yep.
So the motherfuckers just gonna shut down then, right?
Everything gonna end up having to shut down.
Ain't that a bitch?
Unless the people willing to work for free.
Hell no, you know that shit ain't finna happen. So shit, it would be more due if the people who really are in this fucking journey to just fucking quit them motherfuckers anyway right now.
I said that 3 years ago.
I already know. So you putting confirmation on what we should have been doing a long time ago.
But you gotta keep in mind, 3 years ago, I wasn't even in most of these people's peripheral vision, let alone their direct sight.
Yeah, dig
You
that.
know, I had to put out such extreme volume of information that they have to come across it, right, over time. And I had to cross so many patterns on the way that the algorithms work for enough people to see what I'm talking about. Then I got to talk to people on different levels of understanding, on different topics, different subject matter, right? And this requires a long toil of information, outformation, transfer, right? And that's what takes the time for us to be prepared to go back to our culture and our people, because somebody had to be able to get the understanding clear enough as to how we got infiltrated and undermined, and why they want us to think that we from somewhere else, and why they replace us with people they brought over here as slaves, right? And so using the information that's in the public domain, I can use it as the reference source in order to make it clear to the people what I see. Everybody ain't supposed to agree with me, but everybody supposed to check out what I'm saying and find out, are you disagreeing just to be disagreeable, or do you disagree because we got a fundamental perspective difference? You see from one angle, I see from another. If we disagreeing on them lines, you can merge perspectives.
Right.
You can close in on the perspectives, because you can get to see more spectrums between the two as y'all negotiate why you see it from your perspective and I see it from mine. Right. And that's how this is all with the communication systems of our people is on different levels. Everybody ain't on the same level. So when I talk a certain way, sometimes I talk over people's head. That wasn't for them. It was for the people that was over their head. And then some people, sometimes it sounds like I would say what they dumb down. Not that I'm dumbing down. I'm talking to a people that's linguistic grasp for this English language is not as high as a lawyer or a doctor, right? So I could go talk legalese to people that study civics and law. I can't talk legalese to people that study Kentucky Fried Chicken and Popeyes
Shit.
and the hoochies that hang out there.
Ain't hearing that.
Right. So now I got to come to them and talk about fried chicken and Pop-Tarts. They understand that at that point. So today I might be talking to a people at one level, but tomorrow I might be talking to people on an entirely different level. And it might sound hard for a person to grasp if I'm talking to somebody on a higher level. But at the end of the day, I got to communicate with everybody from the projects to the penthouse and everywhere in between. You know, so that's why it's always different layers to the information.
Right. I feel that. So look, what kind of situation you think we're gonna be in? Because see, I have a family member that's not ready, but trying to fucking move out on their own, and I'm constantly telling them, hold up, wait a minute. You don't really know what the fuck is going on. You need to be sticking with family right now instead of thinking about your damn independence. You need to hold up for a minute, but they not listening, cuz.
Yeah, you can only tell them. You can't make them.
Yeah, that's what it is on that. So we ain't even got to talk more on that. But so what you feel like that's also gonna be winding up causing some civil chaos out here when that shit hits.
Look, you got to remember, it was two factions fighting for Earth. It was the Earthborn, and it was a group of nomads that's from somewhere else. I don't know where the fuck they from. They ain't from here. They don't fit in with our people, but they can hide amongst our people. This is where the whole ideology and understanding the shapeshifting come from. Right? A person that can assume to be somebody that they not, an actor. Right? A really good one, a Jim Carrey. Right? A Jamie Foxx. They can pretend to be somebody they not so good, you'll forget that you're looking at the actor portraying the person, and you'll believe you're looking at the person and come out of the actor. It's method acting. But don't get so absorbed in the character that you lose sight of who you are. right?
That,
Go back
that
to when Jim Carrey did um Andy Kaufman's story. He had to go see a psych because he couldn't get out of character.
right, right, right. Damn. And he said he had to be. He felt like he had to become famous in order to find himself, because he found out that all those characters were nothing but an illusion that he had created. That boy was deep, man. He sure was. So shit, okay. It's just going
Then
it's
you got
going
another kind of actor like Keanu Reeves.
right.
Everyone in his characters is him.
This is the same as the atmosphere of the earth, but it's the atmosphere of the person. You see, the fear make her. You see, so the fear make her turns the power now. Remember, we were talking about the Salem witch hunts now.
Yep. Go ahead.
The women in the Salem witch hunts, if you always look, it's a elder black lady that's around a group of little white girls that she's teaching how to harness this energy from the uterus to the heart chakra to the crown chakra.
Okay.
Right? And all of them girls gonna be calling her a couple of different names. She's gonna be either Nana, Big Mama, Ma, or she gonna be a nanny or a Nina. Because all those different matriarchal positions, and they're teaching these other people how to use the energy that they never was allowed to access before.
That's fire.
This become known as the keys to magic or the 7 hermetic principles. Right? So when we talk about harnessing the energy, right? Go back to what Bob was teaching in the Holy Tablets. You remember all the geometry he had in there?
Yep.
Right? He was showing from the dot to the line in the creation spectrum.
That's right.
He was drawing a map of a hologram.
Okay.
Because when you program in a hologram, the hologram started from the dot. The dot got to be connected on a straight line to an alternating source on another straight line on a parallel trajectory.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? And when it feeds the information back across the 2 straight lines, it projects a 3D image, a hologram.
Okay.
So all this is our minds collectively coming in to produce the hologram of what we call reality. But we made the agreement before we came into human form, because when we came into human form that the misery could become addictive like crack cocaine.
Man.
And in the misery, we absorb more of the fear.
Wow.
Right? So now, remember what our shoes used to be made out of? They was made out of skins.
That's right.
Now what they made out of? Rubber, right?
Yep, rubber.
It's cut you off from the earth. Right? Some of the clans wore wooden bottom shoes because the wood still transmitted the grounding energy of the earth through the feet of the women to keep them from being mind controlled by a retarded ass man.
Go ahead.
Right? Because if she stay grounded, that fear that he living in is going to start to expand. Because he's trying to get strong enough to draw her out of that same fear. The man want to take the lead. Right? So as he level up, she make him level up again. What is this doing? This is making his mitochondrial increase output of energy. Now remember, the first principle of the universe is love.
Go ahead. That's
right. Okay, in first principle, if you're going to be a creator, you have to go back to the first principle. Right? So that's what Larry Hoover tell us. The first principle of the universe is love. And embrace that. Because when you understand that, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at a blueprint that's giving your subconscious mind the imagery you don't understand in your conscious mind, but your God self can translate it to transform you if you allow it to sink in without judgment. Because as soon as you put judgment on it, the judgment causes you to restrict and fear.
Go ahead.
But when you recognize that all things is happening within you, happening in the world, they just, because all parts of the hologram is an equal part of the whole.
Go ahead. I'm with you. This fire.
Right? So when you go through the internal dialogue with the internal self and realign, you start to cause that expansion. Right? This is why they tell you, don't be laying up under them girls while you young. Fuck you up. Short your circuit out. Because you don't know how to release the energy to be in the moment yet. You still what they call wild and free.
Okay, go ahead.
The mind is untamed. Your psycho mile, your monkey mind is going crazy, and you following it, but you watching for the snakes, and the snakes is the wisdom.
Go ahead.
Right? So when one wise woman whisper one wise word to you, she's giving you a message from a whole generation of wise women. You have to be perceptive enough to watch for snakes. That means watch for the wisdom. Right? And the more that you understand that they turning you on to how to turn your mitochondrial up, because you can't have any magic without getting back to the first principle of the universe. Right? Because now you have to expand your auric field. This is your auric field, your grid. And then with that, you have to learn your inner language. You don't know your inner language until you learn how to communicate with yourself, higher self to lower self. And this is why we teach tarot card reading. Tarot shell readings. Flip the shells. You just using that for your subconscious mind to give your conscious mind a frame of reference so you can translate what you sensing into something you can explain to somebody else.
Fire.
Right? And this is where we get into the magic of the chi. Because as you expand that field right there that we're looking at, you're starting to expand your chi. See you expanding right there?
Yep. Hey, quick question, Rob, while you on this subject. So it's kind of like a cobra back right here. But like I say, like, man, this is a big difference between the love energy and the fear energy. It's like only like maybe 1/8 of what this is. 1/8 of the energy. Yeah.
So this is the touch the hem of his garment. The explanation.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so when Isis walked past you, her energy output of mitochondrial resonance is healing and restorative to origin.
Okay.
The lady had been bleeding, vaginal bleeding, and she was suffering. Okay. She spent all her money on the doctors. They couldn't help her.
Okay.
The witch doctors couldn't help her. Right? But she heard Mother Isis was coming to town. They tell us it was Jesus.
Yeah.
And she said when they went past, she didn't even care to have a conversation, check up on her. She didn't know that if she can get close enough to get into this field, right, that she would be deep enough inside the energy field to be healed.
Okay, go ahead.
Uterus to uterus. This is why women's healing circles are so important.
Go ahead. Write that down.
Right? So when she touched the hem of her garment, I turned around and said, "Who touched me?" And she said, "It was me. I just wanted to be made whole."
Yep.
Right? This is the mitochondrial field they talking about, what we call an aura.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? This is when we were neutral gender. Gender was unified in the name of love, and then it became divided at 3D in order for us to understand how to balance the polar opposites. So this is why when you hear about people that can still do the stuff we read about in the Bible or in history books that's over in India. And this is where we get the greatest information on developing the chi. Just right here.
Okay.
And they understand that developing the chi is tuning in to the love frequency. They trying to draw it directly from the earth, but the earth requires a man for optimum performance to gain it through a woman and tie both of them back to the earth. That's called a sacred union. So they ground it, and the woman can raise his chi energy without him going through 40 years of meditation in a cave in the Himalayas some goddamn where.
Go ahead.
Right? They call that sacred sexual energy harvesting. It's part of the sex magic understanding, and that's how they knew how to use sex magic to subjugate the children. Because trauma sex magic ties them into a low resonance, which allows the fear to conquer their life. And this is why you got people with unconquerable phobias now. They're using this chi harnessing of the root chakra.
So
Keep you vibrating in fight or flight mode.
So the energy they be stealing from the kids, they be wanting them kids while they fresh and while they innocent, so they can steal the fresh energy from like the raw energy.
Yep. And they corrupt them from being able to conquer them later.
Wow.
Right. So in India, they teach a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
All the way to the right.
All the way to the right. Right here. Right here, Rod.
Mm-hmm. It's on the second row now, all the way to the left.
All right, hold on. Right here, like all the way to the left.
It's in the display case.
Right there, Rod, right?
That's it. See, it's in the display case, yep.
Yeah. $43 million. Shit. That's $1.
Now remember, in the book, we already under the Bible contract from 1492 and Columbus' arrival. We already under that 400-year contract. Remember Elijah said they got an extension? Do you remember, Elder?
Yeah.
This the extension.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, because we under the Bible contract, and the Bible contract say the blood of the righteous shall not be spilled in vain, because Crispus Attucus was one of the righteous, and they wrote the contract in his blood, even the ones who don't want to participate is forced to follow the rules. It's an energetic movement of people. The maintenance on the contract is the slaughterhouses, the letting of blood rituals that's keeping us sedated. Right? Adrenaline is known as angel repellent.
Go ahead.
So your fear chokes the angel spirit out of the individual. The more he feared, the more he choked himself down. So immediately following this, the protest was something called the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, right.
This was the fallout. This was the beginning of the American Revolution.
You want to take some questions? And
yeah, we're moving to some questions. So
we come back on part 2 on this one, man, because this right here is a good one. Like I say, every time you come, bro, it's just, I learn something new every year.
Well, they need to understand how we got to this idea. They need to understand what we're talking about, the restoring the matriarchy.
Yeah, so
and now it can't be. I can't make it no more clearer.
Yeah. So right now, I'm saying the way I remember it, man. As you telling me about this matriarch and everything, the way I remember it is that, and I saw this movie, a Native American movie, right? And the woman did all the talking. All the man did is just stand there and just, if you didn't listen to what she said, he was the force to say, okay, you don't want to listen to her. Now I gotta kick your ass. But if you listen to her,
those women are
those women are called chiefs. They the ones, they like, for instance, you got two different types of chief. You got men chiefs and women chiefs. The chief is the one that talk to the people that come in and stuff like that. Big Mama will send a chief, male or female, according to the circumstance. Right? And we follow the instruction, and sometimes we send the enforcers, which is also the witnesses. Right? So when the Galactic Council asked for Larry Hoover, we got to have a witness.
Okay. Go ahead.
Somebody that is on equal footing with Larry Hoover. We always have to have a witness. So they want to know, who are we sending the witness, his interaction, and we said Chief Malik Angel Bay. Right? We sending not only a witness, but somebody that if you fuck with his brother, he gonna touch you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know? And you ain't gonna look at him and intimidate him. He ain't scared of none of you.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And then once we got that, then we found out that they had Big Chuki frozen cryostasis, and he wanted the chiefs on the land that they wasn't allowed to kill. We told him, you gotta produce him.
Right.
And he'd be the second witness. Right? So now we winding down to the end. Haiti is the place to watch. I got a call from Sister Bayeno Biello. Happy belated birthday, sister. I love you. She let me know that Haiti was on the road with taking care of their business and cleaning up their house. That was good news. Her birthday was yesterday, right? And my mama's birthday in 3 days, the 29th. Do the math. So hers was 327. That's 3 flips 7 off a 2-ball cane flip. Right? And the grandmother knock or a matriarch knock come off the motherland from my mama's birthday approaching on the crossroads knockback off a red house. On the 3 days to a resurrection on my mama's birthday to deliver a message that will let them know that we're about to restore the supreme matriarch, and we've already began, the stuff is in motion. It's actively in motion. We've identified the fakes and the frauds, the haters and the backbiters, the underminers, the crooks, the dirty players, the dirty hand. Everybody been taken care of, except the normal, everyday, I ain't had nothing to do with that ass people. Because they ain't had nothing to do with it.
We won.
Right. So we didn't come on ships. We was already here. We was here before here was here, because we built this shit. Elijah Muhammad said, who is God? The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, the Asiatic black man in us. Right? But I ain't Asiatic. I'm organic. And we was black by political position of opposition, by those who classified themselves as free white persons, and they were on the attack to usurp us. It's all played out by the Pope at the Vatican by sitting in his chair under the Great Mother's chair, knowing he can't sit on it. All he can do is block you from getting to it. So before we let them stop her from getting to it, we clean house first. You know how the kids get when mama about to come home, everybody get up and start cleaning shit up.
Right.
Because we don't want that ass whipping that come with it. Right? So mama on her way home, and everybody got up, jumped up, started cleaning up. They couldn't figure out what to do, so they asked me what to do, so I told them. And when I told them, they did it, and Big Mama started smiling and said, there go my baby, I told you leave no stone unturned. So
go ahead.
Yeah. So now, if y'all gamblers, put y'all money on the motherfucking Haitian World Cup women's team. Get y'all a little extra change. I'm not a gambler, but
Watch the flip on the land, huh?
yeah,
Hey,
we
everybody
move,
saying
we moving the we moving the matriarchy back in power. No matter, a lot of the guys don't understand it, and they think that it's a bad idea to put the matriarchy back together. But what they don't know is, because it's ran with the children's interests as the first order of business for the next 7 generations, and the mothers just had to consider that in all of their political decisions. Once he realized that, it's going to change his interaction with the divine feminine, which is going to change his interaction with women. The value of men and women vary according to your personal development. You can't be a high value target doing low value shit. You just can't expect that. You can't expect to be a slime ball and get the best top of the cream mate.
that's right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something.
Right?
Hey, Rod, I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yeah.
About this tape. This is a fire tape, man, because it make us, treat our women better. Like my wife, man. I'm telling you, when I treat her a certain way, I get the king response. When I treat her like a queen, she treat me like a king. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know people don't like the word king. We can get into that in the word queen, but I'm saying, yeah, like when you do your woman right, if you got a good woman, she should do you right in exchange, and y'all come out on top. I feel I'm doing
Look,
good right now. Yeah.
people are in the slave mentality of going into their relationships, and that's why they don't understand the nature of the species. Men and women, we don't function mentally and psychologically the same, but the woman want the man to act like a woman without being a woman. This is what.
Go ahead.
And the man want the woman to be your homeboy. She ain't your homeboy. She your counterpart, your counterbalance, right? So once you learn how to balance the relationship, start building toward a good life. Everybody is looking at the gloom and doom of yesterday, and that's what's holding them down and holding them back. You stuck in the past. If you start evolving your understanding of people, it's going to evolve your understanding of your mate. When you understand that if a man get a good woman, he can read from her energy if he need to do certain business transactions, because she will respond in a certain way when the negative energy comes towards you.
Right.
And sometimes that's why you always hear us say, no matter who mama was praying to, that shit worked for me.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
So she was talking to herself, because my mama is the guide to the child. She is your creator. Ain't no motherfucker mowed you out no dirt and blow no shit in you. You was born out your mama uterus.
Get them.
Right? And it took us a long time to develop this organic meat suit, but we here now. In human form, walking God, serving the interest of the people to their highest good, once they can assimilate what it all means. And so we come teach them step by step. Everywhere you look on earth, before there was any male called God, God was a woman, the great mother.
Go ahead.
Right? You could call her by many different names, but at the end, it had to be a mother image to understand the God concept, and the concept of unconditional love, because it's the only place in nature that is naturally found. Mothers have unconditional love for offspring. Right? And that's why they came out with the Oedipus complex and the Electric complex, where you marry your opposing parent. No, you marry an archetype. That's why Jung had to come straighten it out. Right? When you realize that the love frequency of the heart connects all who love the same. So the fabric of it is to build up the community by winning the hearts and the minds of the people with undisputable truth and the arati, the unshakable facts,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? So we come, we teach, they learn, and they awaken. The great mother going back on her seat.
Yep.
Ain't
One
no
way or
doubt
the other.
about it. One way or
One way or
another,
the other.
by hook or by
Yeah.
crook, we will
By any
burn this
means
mother
necessary.
down if she ain't getting what's hers. My mama said, "Don't let nobody take nothing from my sisters and my brothers." And I
Yeah, Big
seen that
Mama been the same.
my sister's planet was being held hostage. So I had to find out who did it, how they did it, why they did it, where they done it at, right? And then I had to reverse it, turn that shit around on their ass, telling the people step by step, this is what they did, so we had to do this. So under the Indigenous Rights Act, knowing that I'm organic to the land with the blood and the rights, I canceled their contracts because Big Mama told me to. She told me to get the imposters off the land. Then I got the message from mothers all across the land that's telling me the same thing, right? And it culminates in the dream when I'm called by three kings, three
Go
sky
ahead.
chiefs.
Go
And the
ahead.
three sky chiefs is the three high chiefs that called the low chief to come up to the top and do some work.
Go ahead.
They call it sheep dipping in military science, taking a
Okay. Go
person
ahead.
from their specialty but using them where you need them in the time of war. Big Mama told him, y'all gonna keep pushing him to the side, but you're gonna need him sooner or later. And here I am.
Yeah.
I didn't gripe, bicker, complain. I just laid down my motherfucking hand and told the truth.
No,
Standing in
big bump.
position to right, letting thunder fly. So prepare for what y'all about to see because we almost to the grand finale now. We can go to Q&A from here, Elder.
Hey man, people said they don't really got no questions. You done cracked heads and twist caps and put niggas in the comas, man, with this every time, like every little piece. It's just you steady building onto this building. I'm calling it the Roy Hayes building, right? I believe, hey Roy, I believe you one of the last masters I supposed to sit with. I supposed to sit with you to get this part. You one of the last masters. Now it's a like I'm on a whole nother level now with all the shit you've been giving me. I'm
Man,
on a whole nother level, bro.
I can't wait to sit and talk to Malachi and Farrakhan, Larry Hoover, and Jeff Ford at the same time. Man, can you
Man, now
imagine
that's
that
going
conversation?
man, I give my
I'll be
whole
in
check to see that.
conversation on heaven.
I'll give my whole check to see that
I'll
shit.
be
That's
in
gonna be
conversation on heaven.
man, hey, you got hey, them boys will be so spooked out about that. Them alphabet boys, they'll be man. You remember I saw a video with I think it was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They went in the back room and talked, and then they came back out and they was asking them, "What did y'all talk about?" And they said, "Oh, we ain't telling you
That was
what we
Muhammad
talked
Ali.
about." Oh, Muhammad Ali.
That was
Yeah, it was
Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Ali. Yeah, that was Muhammad Ali. That was fire. I say
Yeah,
Muhammad.
he's like, when your president go in and talk to Khrushchev, we don't ask you what y'all was talking about in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
When you want
yeah.
to ask us.
See, yeah. See, but what they messed up though. They stopped us from that when they started watching us, with the COINTEL Pro and everything. So when we started meeting up, they watch us. But now they cause a bigger. It's everything is spreading a bigger way now. It's like all we got to do is get the minds to agree and overseeing what you saying, and all we got to do is think it. Once we start thinking on this frequency, the big mama energy, this shoe tough nut resonance, once we start thinking on that level, everything fall into place mentally first, and then everything else go into place. Once we got our mind together on what everything you saying, with everything that they ancestors been teaching. Once we got our mind on that, that's what gonna make us win right then. We already won though. I feel like we already at the last about to cross through the ropes and break the rope for the finish line, man. We right there, bro. Now all we doing
Mm-hmm.
now is removing the parasites. Removing the parasites. It's what Trump was
Nothing
everybody
personal.
yeah, just get rid of the parasites. That's it.
Yeah,
The
nothing
ones that was
personal.
feeding off of us. Mm-hmm. Man, so everybody's saying this right here was fire, man. It says, can you tell Raw I had a dream about him? We were talking in my mama's living room and a big bald eagle landed on his shoulder. Can you ask him what does that mean? What was that about?
Which shoulder?
Hey, which shoulder was it? That was Ja. Which shoulder was it? Was it Ja Mira? Mira. Oh yeah,
So the
AW
bald
Chief be
eagle is
cheaping, man. Go ahead.
yeah, the birds of prey
Right shoulder.
represent different. Okay, birds of prey represent different types of chiefs, and the bald eagle is the high chief's symbol. So the right shoulder is so the bird land on the right shoulder. That's where my totem symbol is, telling me that the chief is coming in off the right in order to get my attention. When you say coming in off the right, that means coming in righteously. So it's a return to the ancient ways.
That's
I
fire.
used to see elders in horseback. When I close my eyes, they be standing there on horseback looking. And I hope what the